Soul Tribe, welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha, and here on this channel I love to deliver healing messages through tarot. I hope this message reaches you and you're doing pretty okay, pretty fine, pretty good. And if you're not doing good, I hope this message reaches you and it helps you feel a little bit better. So today's pick a card topic, and please don't mind my voice, I'm getting over what I'm calling the longest cold ever. I took myself to freaking urgent care thinking that I had like laryngitis or a sinus infection, and it was like, girl, you gotta just a cold, get out of here. But anyway, today's pick a card topic is going to be, how do you betray yourself? And this topic came along. I found this monk on YouTube, and he makes a lot of videos. I'll probably, if I can remember, I'll link it below because he's been like instrumentally helpful, like just watching him. But he seems so passionate and is coming from like, I don't know, the messages that he gives is coming from his soul. And he had a video topic, and it was like, how he betrayed himself. And he was just talking about ways in his life where he was like extremely like people pleasing. And I resonated with that a lot. So I thought maybe this topic could help somebody else. So, what ways do you portray yourself? We're going to look into, how do you do it? What area of your life do you do it? And how to overcome the self-betrayal. At the end, with some self-care and forgiveness cards. So we have three piles. We have three piles below. Whichever one you feel drawn to, whatever one your intuition brings you to, that's your pile. Pile 1, we have the crocodile. Pile 2, we have the horse. And then pile 3, we have the deer. So you could take a couple of deep breaths. You could, puff, puff, pass. Take a sip of water. Pause the video. Take a sip of your tea or coffee. Pause the video and let your intuition guide you to whichever pile is yours. That will be your messages. You're allowed to be attracted to 1, 2, or all the piles. It's really up to you. Hopefully each pile is going to give different areas and different points in people's lives. All right, I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1. If you were drawn to the crocodile card, then this is your message. Is reading this for you. Let's get into it. I just want to start off with the actual card that you chose, which was the crocodile card. And if you think about like crocodiles and alligators, like in nature and how you see them in a wild, they're usually like wading in the waters, right? They're in the waters, they're waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. If you ever see a crocodile like kind of walking around like where it's home in its habitat, it's walking like pretty slowly. It's walking pretty slowly. It peeks its head up. It just has its eyes out. It's watching. It's observing. It's paying attention. And it's paying attention because it's looking for the right moment, the most perfect moment to strike. To strike. And when it strikes, it goes fast. It goes fast. It takes on its prey. It puts it in a death roll. And then it goes right back to kind of like wallowing straight inside that water. So the thing that I'm coming up and the way that you portray yourself is maybe sometimes you maybe don't take action because you're looking for the quote unquote right or correct or the most perfect moment. But the thing about the universe and how the world works, like there really is no right, perfect moment to strike. Like life is like a constant, it's like constantly going into like the motion. So we constantly gotta like be taking steps. I feel like there's a lot of fear too when it comes to you moving forward. I'm not sure if this is like love life or work or plans that you have for yourself, but there feels like there's a hesitation, and the things that you've been telling yourself is like, oh, I'm just waiting for this most perfect moment. Like when I reach this goal, or when I get this amount of money, or when I have this body goal weight, or this is off my shoulders, or my debt is cleared, then I'm going to make the right perfect moment. Then I'm going to strike. But until then, it feels like you have like a lot of stagnation. Like you're just kind of like a little bit stagnant with that. Hmm. Yeah, the message I'm getting is there is no perfect moment. There is no right moment. Those are like the cycles and the conversation that you may have in your head, or you may feel that that you're telling yourself to keep you safe. Uh, but it's time for you to like go out and just like take some big risk and some big chances. And you don't have to like, I'm not saying like, oh, wait, you're waiting to pay off your debt, so like go out and just like buy this expensive car. But like, if you think that you need to, this is just an example, it doesn't have to be your example, but if you feel like you can't move on in a certain area of life until something else is taken care of, it's now time to take those little itty bitty small steps in order to get where you're trying to go. Because what you're trying to leave might not always fall off. And just because whatever that you're trying to like maybe get rid of or fix or correct, just because that's not in its moment, don't mean you don't deserve what's coming up the road. I just saw the biggest scariest spider, so I have to like do something about it. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, pawn number one. Yeah, so they feel like there's a stagnation. It also feels like this is a nervous system problem. It feels like there was failure in your past. You know, procrastination and not being able to start something, or thinking you're supposed to wait, wait for the right moment. It's like a fear. It's like there's a fear of failure there. Like there's a fear like of not being good enough. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear of not thinking you're not going to be able to like complete your goal or get to your task or the thing that you want to accomplish. Sometimes it feels so big and so far away, but that's just kind of like your mind playing tricks on you. So, see the deep breathing card. The deep breathing card to try to pull your brain out of your body. I think that's very important for you to sit down, do some meditation, do some deep breathing, and try to calm the nervous system. I feel this fear and this anxiety in the nervous system. Maybe you didn't have a lot of support when you were growing up. Maybe there was something that you accomplished early in life and you failed, or I don't want to say failed, like sometimes you gotta get knocked down and get back up, and get knocked down and get back up, and that's fine. But our body holds that pain and it holds that trauma, and it's gonna be very healthy for you to release that, because I feel you're very passionate. You have lots of love. The emotion is there. What you want to accomplish is there. It's like there's something that's holding you back. There's something that's keeping you in the waters. There's something that's making a little bit more stagnation, where you're not building on like the pentacles and what is the goal that you want to reach. And it has nothing to do with a lack of passion. I feel like it really is coming from the body. So if you are healing from some sorts of trauma, if you are in the process of um yeah, if you are in the process of like trying to take care like of your nervous system, this is definitely like a confirmation. It's time for you to get a control on the emotional body. That feels like the thing that is holding you back. That feels like where the betrayal's at. It doesn't feel like it's in the mind. It's in the body. And it's like, it's time to take some action. Like the right moment is always now. The right moment is always now. The right moment is not when you lose the 15 pounds. It is not when you have the money saved up. And it's not when you feel like you're 100% completely happy. Like the right moment to take action for you is always going to be now. Let's read your self-forgiveness card. All right. I forgive myself for mistaking confusion for a lack of direction or ambition. I choose to believe that confusion is divinely orchestrated invitation to create clarity so I may passionately participate in the creation of the life I want. Control. Yeah. Deep breathing. Let me get my sacred self-care oracle. And you can go on like YouTube and find some breath work videos. All right. Deep breathing. When I stop to take a deep breath, I clear my mind and lead with love. Tap into your breath and watch how quickly your mood and circumstances can shift to a more positive state one. Intentional breathing at a time, sometimes taking a few deep breaths, can be the most potent medicine and allows you to come into the present moment with a fresh perspective. Long, deep breaths that will go all the way down your chest and fill your belly will nourish the nervous system. It is. It's in the nervous system. It's not a lack of ambition for you. It's not a lack of like not wanting to achieve your goals. It's just like, I know that feeling well. I don't, mean to insert myself into your reading, but I know that feeling very well. It's like, I want to do this, I want to accomplish it. And then like that's something that's just stopping you and holding you back. Like you don't even know where it's coming from. It's your nervous system that needs the healing and the calmness. And when you're about to do something, like you have to be able to, push past that block. But it's that nervous system, it's the emotional body that needs the healing for you. Your brain is helping you portray yourself. The nervous body is helping your brain portray yourself by saying, hey, let's wait for the perfect moment. But it's only trying to keep you, quote unquote, because it's not real safe, but it's only trying to keep you safe. Is what it knew to do maybe in the past to keep you safe. But if you clicked on this video, you've been feeling this way. So now that what kept you safe in the past is no longer working. All right. Practice deep breathing at every opportunity. It's especially useful before and after any stressful situation to have put your nervous system in a tailspin. To go more in depth with your breathing practices, try breathwork class or exercises. Taking time to tune into your breathing and practice specific breathing patterns such as rapid and the breath of fire, cleansing breath techniques rooted in Kundalini yoga, you can have amazing effects on your physical and mental metaphysical body. Yeah. It's time to like calm down that nervous system. The way that you betray yourself is telling yourself that you're waiting for the perfect moment. You don't have the resources yet. It's not going to happen for you until you do this. Those are the way you betray yourself. The way you come out of it is pushing through it. But first, you must take care of the emotional body. All right, Part 1, thank you so much for clicking on my reading. That's what I see for you today. I wish you all the luck. Please tell me if you look up breath work, if it works for you. I've tried it myself sometimes, especially like when I was in, going to therapy like twice, 3 times a week. I've had lots of trauma and I know how it gets stored in the body. A helpful, resource material for you will also be like the body keeps score, just so you can understand like how sometimes your body and your brain reacts differently to situations and what's controlling what. Okay, Part 1, thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. Oh, thank you for trusting me to be your tarot reader. Hello, Part 2. If you were drawn to the horse card, then this is the pile for you. So, in what ways and how do you portray yourself? So, let's start off with the card that you chose. And you chose a horse. And before we all had, as humans, before we had cars and trains and buses and all these kind of like industrial ways of traveling, um, most of our travel used to be done on horseback. That was a way that we, that was the animal that we used to get to where we needed to go. Whether you was riding it or it was towed in a carriage. But most of our travel for a very long time in human society was done on horseback. And a horse, if you've seen a horse, is beautiful. What a beautiful animal, right? Strong, steadfast, quick. Think about the amount of muscle you would need to drive a human to drive a human, for a human to ride you, to drag a horse and carriage. And all the fairy tales, right? Like in Cinderella, like the mice turned into horses to carry her carriage. So with this horse energy, very expansive, very forceful, very strong, very beautiful. How are you portraying yourself? So this abundance card coming out. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire and to practice reality. I think you portray yourself a little bit, pile number 2, with this mentality. It's something in the mind. It's something that you're telling yourself, like maybe this is the only way to be successful. Like this is the only way for you to be happy, to achieve your goals. There is a little bit of the mind taking over like the emotional body. Like you're steadfast in your mind, you're probably steadfast in your actions, but there's a little bit of an emotional part that's, I feel like, is getting kind of neglected. You're betraying yourself by keeping this mentality, this what's the like this hustle culture mentality. Like hustle culture to me is like you gotta get up every day, 6 a.m., boom, 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 hit this goal. You gotta work for 16 hours a day. And then after you work for 16 hours a day, you better come home and do some more work. And that's the only way like you could be happy and successful like in this lifetime. Like I feel like you have definitely adapted the mentality and the mind state of like the hustle culture that we live in. And you betray yourself by thinking this is the only way that you could be happy and find success. And maybe even your emotional body is looking for a little bit of a break. Or maybe emotional body is just getting lost in the rat race of the day. Right? I mean, after the horse was ridden, it needed a break. It needed someone to tend to his hooves and clean out the horseshoes and brush his mane. Like even the horse, after being ridden for a long journey, it also needed a break. I feel like the hustle culture has brought you a lot of success, and especially once again with this abundance card come out, probably brought you a lot of success, probably brought you a lot of money. But if you find yourself like, I don't know, sitting around in your house and looking at your things and you don't feel satisfied, is because there's something of the emotional and maybe a little bit of the spiritual nature that is getting neglected. Your emotional and your spiritual body is also very important. Let's get to your self-forgiveness cards and see what happens. Right here. All right, I forgive myself of mistaken achievement for a measure of my worth. Yeah, I choose to believe that although I may find myself drawn towards achievement, my worth is not in any way defined by the extent to which I'm capable of obtaining my goals. Yes. And then your second self-forgiveness card. I think you only probably got two. I forgive myself of valuing the way others perceive me over the intention in which I express myself. I choose to believe that my intention holds more value than how I'm perceived by others, and it's safe to patiently allow my loving intentions to speak for me. That's how you portray yourself, pile number 2. It's not the only way. It's not the only way. It's okay for you to relax. It's okay for you to kick up your feet. Not as okay for you, it's necessary for you. Like, think about someone in the hospital. Like, if you go into the hospital and you get injured, the doctors don't set you up and have you running around the hospital. They have you rest. There's healing in resting. There's a need for you to mentally see, it's healing for you you have to mentally move away from this mindset. You're going to stop betraying yourself when you take on different patterns and vibrations and different way of believing and being and finding your worth. It's like it's time for you to move past it. Like, it served you in the past. It brought you abundance. I'm not saying you could never go back to it, but you have to like maybe give yourself like a different lifestyle and see how that's going to be able to fit in. I don't know, when it feels like maybe when you were a child and your parents just like pushing you, this you gotta do. Maybe you had like very successful, like goal oriented parents, and they were like, you know what, if you're gonna be successful in life, we're gonna be proud of you. You have to do boom, 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 this and that. And maybe you stepped up to the place, and that's how like they gave you love, and that's how love was offered when you were growing up, and then you kind of like continued, but you gotta be. You feel tired. You feel tired, and you may have all these things, but you don't feel like emotionally secure. You don't, I like the whole like boom, boom, boom going. This is the sign, or this is the time for you to stop betraying yourself in that way and to try to take on like a new mindset. Dip your toe into different like lifestyles. Take a yoga class. This one says to make a vision board. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you've been on someone else's like success plan or success path like for a long time, and maybe it's not bringing you the joy like it used to. All right. Make a vision board. Visualization is a key point of manifestation, and making a vision board is a potent way to call in what you've been seeking. Get crafty with paper and scissors to construct a vision board with images that represents the things, the people, and experiences you want in your life. Alternatively, use motivational image on your computer or phone background for a portable digital vision board. Pair images with words. Add specific. I can't say that word. Don't judge me. And energy to your manifestation process. For example, there's a certain type of job opportunity, romantic partner, or life experience that you want to call in. You could write out a detailed list explaining how you would like that person or event to manifest and how it would make you feel. These techniques work because we are made to hone in what is important. In turn, we start to prioritize taking the necessary steps to bring our desires into life. As you get clarity on what you want, you're more likely to recognize it and work towards it as it becomes more real and feels tangible. See it, feel it, and be it. Journal prompt for you, pile number 2. What are the top 3 things you want to manifest in your life? What do you want to experience? Not just achieve, not just goals to hit, not just like what you've been taught or like just going out. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to experience? Like, what does your soul connect to? Not just what brings abundance, but like what is going to like make your soul feel happy. It's time for you to go after that. It's time for you to leave. I'm not saying leave the abundance. Don't, get your money, girl, guy. Get your money. Get your money. It's not to leave that, but it's to leave It's to walk away from the mentality. It's to walk away by saying, if you don't hit this, then you're not worthy. You are so worthy. If you wake up in the morning and all you did was brush your teeth, roll out of bed, and go to the bathroom and go back, you're still worthy. You're still worthy. That is so important for you to know. And you're deserving to experience the things in life that you want to experience, that you want to achieve, that you want to accomplish. Is there a trip that you wanted to go on? Maybe you saw, like, I don't know, like a guru trip to like India and they had like a bunch of shamans, but that wasn't aligned. Instead, you went to, I don't know, London to take a business meeting instead. What do you want to what do you want to experience? Write it down and help yourself move towards that and away from like this 9 to 5, like, well, it felt for you, it feels like 9 to 9, from like 9 to 9, like hustle culture. And that's the only way that you could be abundant in this lifetime. It's not true. There's plenty of ways to be abundant. All right, pawn number 2, thank you for clicking on my channel and trusting me to read for you. Make that vision board. Make that vision board. I know you can make it happen. You could do it. All right. Hope to read for you next time. Mwah. Hello, pile number 3. If you were drawn to, your intuition brought you towards the Deer card, then this is the pile for you. So let's start off with the card that you chose. And I'm going to find it a little bit interesting. So, the Deer. The Deer is like nurturing energy. Let's see, like the deer, like in the wild. You ever seen like a mother deer like taking care of the baby? Is very nurturing. It's a little majestic. It's sweet, and they're these big animals, but they don't really like attack us. They graze. My neighbor literally has like a pet deer like in his yard. Like the mother, I don't know, abandoned it, and he feeds it and he calls it over in the morning. And as wild and crazy as I like to think it is, it's also like very, very sweet. And I think the way that you might betray yourself is I think you deny yourself some of that tender, kind of majestic sweetness. It feels like you might live your life or rule your life or even like maybe the others around you. It feels like you go according to like these very strict rules. I have the Emperor card right here, and that is telling me in which ways you might be betraying yourself. So I feel like you live your life in this very like strict rule driven, like you have like a self code that you follow and you do not deviate from. And this kind of like inner monologue and self coding might be the ways in that you're betraying yourself. You have so many of these cards. Like each pile kind of got one, and 3 of these cards came out. How and why are you doing it? This internal code that you live by is not serving you, pile number 3. It feels very, very, extremely heavy. I feel like the world is crushing down and sitting on my chest as we're reading this. You feel very strong in this code and these set of rules that you set for yourself, that you said you were going to live by. You feel unmoving. No compromise feel like it's happened when it's time to like maybe go outside of these rules and go outside of this self code that you set. It feels like you will keep the code and drop the people. Keep the code, keep what you have, I guess now has integrated into like your moral self and drop the people. Anything that's working outside of that will not be tolerated and or accepted. And with this code that you have set, you are definitely betraying yourself. There is a call for you to open up a little bit, to become a little bit more gentle, to be a little bit more softer, and to deviate from this cold, hard, rigid rule of law that you have given yourself. You created the rules, so you can break them down, you can amend them, and you can change them. It feels like it is no longer serving you. And I'm sorry, pile number 3, because it's feeling like you've came that way because there was a lack of recognition in your past. There was a lack of recognition. There was a lack of acceptance in your past. Maybe there were an event or multiple events where maybe your boundaries were down. Yeah, maybe there was where your boundaries were down, or maybe you went out of your way and you did something over the top or crazy for a reason, and it did not pan out the way you wanted to. And maybe it brought you down instead of bringing you up, and you vowed to never get there or be like that or do that again. And so the rules were set up and the rules were made. And in the past, it could have protected you. In the past, it could have helped like build you up from this lack of recognition. But right now, it's a way for you to not be honest with yourself, to not betray yourself. You are a human being. You're a soul. You're a soulful, spiritual person, and you're here on this earth to have like a human experience. I think it might help for you to look up like the laws of nature. I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you. Pile number 3. Yeah, I don't know if you're into like hermetic principles or like the rule of nature. I think, and listen, if the rules have worked for you and you need that code to set by, I think you just have to like amend the code, and reprogram it. Like even your computers need updates, your phones need updating. It's time for you to update that eternal monologue that you those rules that you set. It's time to add to be gentle in there. All right, the Hermit. Yeah, it feels like there's an event, there was a period, something happened. Something happened that caused you a lot of pain. A lot of pain, and you just like closed off. You closed off. You closed off and you set these, I don't want to call them boundaries, because like to me boundaries are like, things you put up and how you want to be treated, but it feels like you have like a crazy wall. I feel like the Hermit card came out here like something happened, you went into like retreatment mode, and you came out, boom, boom, hard as a rock, not deviating from it, never doing this again. It's not serving you, pile number. It's not serving you, and it's heavy. Let's do your forgiveness card. So I forgive myself for thinking I need to know exactly where it is I'm going before taking a step forward. I choose to believe that the path before me will illuminate the moment I garner the courage to trust myself to make the first move. Maybe that's it. How are you going to overcome this self-betrayal? You gotta let go. It's time to let go. It's time to forgive what hurt you. It's time to forgive whoever hurt you. There was a lesson that was learned from it. It was something your soul needed to go through to be part of its evolution. But it's time to let it go. You get out of this self-betrayal by letting it go. Practice forgiveness. And not forgiveness like whatever hurt you, you let it back in, but forgiveness and acknowledgement that you needed to go through it. It awakened something in you. It taught you something that you couldn't have learned otherwise. And it's also time to acknowledge that keeping this, whatever this tight reins is, keeping it is only going to hurt you further. I'm so sorry, pile number 3, because it feels so heavy. I'm starting to whisper now. It doesn't feel like it's something easy to like get over or let go, but it's time to start taking those steps. Start opening up your heart a little bit. Start chiseling out some of those rules. Start to be a little bit more gentler. Start to be a little bit more softer, to bring a little bit love into your life. It feels like you have to learn to like reparent yourself, maybe mother yourself. Maybe you didn't get that in childhood. Maybe your parents were indifferent to your emotions. Maybe they didn't pay attention. Maybe they were neglectful of it. There's a call for you to now come in and reparent yourself and take care of that inner child. When is the last time that you spoke to your inner child? That you had a conversation? That you told them that you're going to keep them safe and loving? It feels like they want to get out of this this sarcophagus that you put them in, and they want to go out and they want to explore. Like, children are so loving. Your inner child feels a little bit locked up. And maybe you were the tyrant parent who's like, you got hurt when you were outside. We're going to stay in the house and indoors, but you can't. You can't go forward with your life like that. All right, write a gratitude list. Let's see. Write a gratitude list. Mantra, I'm grateful. Even for the pains, even for the hard times. You could be grateful for the hard times. That's fine. I'm grateful. Ultimately, the only thing that we can fully control is our thoughts. To call in good vibes, write a list of things that you're grateful for. It can be for any given day or just general list of the good stuff in life. Reflect on past difficult situations to uncover the lessons that were hidden in them. Feel gratitude for how everything has evolved to land you to where you are now. Come on, pile number 3, you got this. Practicing gratitude allows us to shift back to the present moment and recognize how divinely orchestrated life truly is. Holding on to resistance and expectation keeps us attached to our suffering. When we take the time to consciously and authentically express our appreciation for others, we receive gratitude in return. This process creates a beautiful cycle of positivity that propels us forward into a more positive and stable experience of life. Here's your journal prompt. What are you grateful for? How can you show more gratitude on a daily? That is your practice, pile number 3. Even when it feels tough, be grateful for the pain. Write down the lessons. What are you grateful for now? Instead of trying to hold on. Your time is now. I'm so sorry that you went through that. If you never got an apology, I want to give it to you. I'm so sorry that you went through that. I'm so sorry for how painful it was. But it was a necessary part of your soul growth. It was a necessary part of your journey. And now it's time for you to, to the next one and to loosen the reins. to soften up, to lighten up, and to know that you survived that. And not to say you're going to go through something painful again. I mean, life is nothing but ups and downs and bumps and pains and pleasures, right? But to know that you can open yourself up because you'll be able to survive again. Pile number 3, I hope that you found this reading helpful. I'm wishing you the best of luck on your healing journey. I know you got this. I feel like you got this. You could definitely do it. Once again, I apologize for the hurt that it's heavy. I could feel it. It feels, it's hard for me to even take a breath. But there is lessons in the pain. There is lessons in it. Look at the candle flickering. It wasn't flickering a lot. That's confirmation. Thank you for trusting me to be your tarot reader, and I really hope to see you again. Mwah.